What's up, everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just wanted to go over several articles that I found very important, and I put them all together to hopefully paint this broader picture as to what's happening with cryptocurrencies, and of course those invested in it now, versus what we could potentially see happening in the very near future with cryptocurrencies. Now, guys, you have to take everything I'm going to show you here with a grain of salt. And I implore you to also do your own research as soon as you're done seeing videos such as this. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, nor is this financial advice, but I will definitely say that everything I'm going to show you has what I feel is strong underlying amount of truth behind it. Now, in this particular article, it's talking about a company called Clover, who did a research sampling on around 1,000 American adults, and they asked them questions such as, have you invested into cryptocurrencies? They found that with that question, 34% of the participants said yes, whereas 66% of those participants said no. As you can see, guys, that's a staggering difference in there with those who are invested versus those who are not. Just as well, they asked them questions based off their gender, generation, their annual income, and of course, their community. And what they found is that the average cryptocurrency investor is actually a millennial male who makes roughly around $75,000 to about $99,000. So it makes sense as to why those people could potentially be invested in cryptocurrencies over those who make even less than $50,000. It's just simply the math regarding how much money they make. But that is a sign there, guys. That is a huge sign regarding those invested again and those who are not. Something else that's interesting here, guys, was another article that talks about a survey that was done by Tom Lee from Fundstrat, and what he revealed is that institutions are much more bullish about Bitcoin than the public, and of course we just identified that with that small little sampling survey there. However, I will say this, there would be a reason as to why institutions are much more bullish, and we'll get into that in just one second here. But when you see articles like this right here alongside of articles like this right here, where crypto Twitter is less bullish on Bitcoin than even institutional investors, that is another sign. So why would institutional investors be much more bullish than even those in crypto Twitter? Well, Fundstrat did another survey and found that 54% of the institutional players think Bitcoin price has already bottomed. We've heard this on multiple occasions. I've mentioned it in previous videos, but if they're also ready to go into Bitcoin because they feel very bullish about it and because it's bottomed, then that means that there are other entities out there waiting just as well. And who could that be? Well, here this article talks about banks are enthusiastic towards crypto, waiting for the green light from regulators to invest. And who could be out of those banks other than Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Citigroup? There's just a few that are waiting on the sidelines right now for the green light to jump into cryptocurrencies. And that's what this article talks about very specifically here. So not only have we identified that out of at least that sampling that was done, majority of people are not even investing into cryptocurrencies. But those who are ready to jump into cryptocurrencies are those institutional investors, institutional players, and now banks. But that can't be the end of it, right? Who else is ready to jump into cryptocurrencies? Well, it looks like countries are. Guys, we have institutional investors, bankers, and now countries. Countries right now, such as Malta, are being considered safe havens for those who are ready to get into cryptocurrencies and having issues as far as regulatory concerns in their own country. Now, this article right here talks about something extremely important, and it's about the whole issue regarding Britain and, of course, the European Union. And we understand that once that happens, that Brexit takes place, there could be financially a huge issue between the European Union and Britain. The European Union isn't just going to sit around while all this stuff happens with Brexit and everybody goes to Malta to at least take part in the cryptocurrency phase. This article talks about the new EU crypto startup XRP will compete against Backed to launch fully compliant cryptocurrency exchange. Wow, we just talked about the European Union and their issue with Britain with the whole Brexit ordeal. We just talked about the fact that those that are feeling bullish are the institutional investors. Those who are waiting for the green light are the banks. And those who are currently fighting to have some sort of not only regulatory stance, but also get their hands into the investment for cryptocurrencies, first and foremost, are countries. I mean, we have some of the biggest players sitting there waiting. And again, your regular people are just simply too scared to get into it. All this information is a sign, guys. And of course, this article goes to state that a new cryptocurrency startup called XRP announced itself to the world today. The EU-based company aims to compete against NASDAQ, backed, and others in launching a fully compliant cryptocurrency exchange. I'm bringing this up, guys, because this is happening. All this stuff is happening. And guess what? We already know that we've heard information about BACT starting up relatively soon, I believe in November. Well, in fact, the exchange will launch at around the same time as BACT. BACT has scheduled its launch for November 2018. XRP similarly will begin selling TARI tokens on November 15th. Oh man, that's happening very soon, guys. Depending on when you're watching this video, that is going to happen very, very soon. So you see these signs that are happening, that these huge players with lots and lots and lots of money are hopping onto the cryptocurrency bandwagon right now. They're either waiting, but they are definitely getting themselves prepped and ready. If other people like us are not going to get onto cryptocurrencies, we are going to get left behind. And I wanted to end this video on with a little bit of XRP news and Ripple news as well. I know I didn't touch base on that through the majority of this video, but I found this article right here very interesting. It's talking about a company called Interledger. Now, if you don't know who Interledger is, it's basically, it says right here, Interledger is made up of a network of connectors, independent operators that act as a decentralized exchange or market maker for cryptocurrency, fiat currency, and other tokenized assets. The protocol allows users to transact natively to the network of their choice without needing to move assets to a centralized exchange or to a specific blockchain for trading. The Interledger network has no central authority or company, and the protocol is not tied to any currency, blockchain, or token. This is really cool. So, paying from one currency to another. With Interledger, users can send Bitcoin, and the recipient will automatically receive Ethereum, or whatever their preferred cryptocurrency happens to be. The assets are exchanged in the flow of the transfer without either party needing to think about this happening. Now, of course, I was very interested to see if this is a real thing. Go to interledger.org, and guess what? It is. You can try it out now. Anyways, this article goes on to talk about, how it works. But one of the things I thought was really cool here, because Interledger, I believe, has some sort of ties with the Ripple company, and it goes on to state, the early Interledger network is optimized for micropayment use cases and trustlessly trading cryptocurrency natively across blockchains. Here are some of the infrastructures and application companies building with this particular program. And guess what? They're hiring. Coil is a subscription service for support web content creator underpinned and Interledger micropayments and the proposed web monetization standard. We've already talked about Coil. Strata Labs is the first commercial Interledger connector company enabling micropayments services just like Coil. And then it goes on to state here a little bit more. ILP.ix and MLab project is an XRP peering exchange that helps connectors find and connect to one another. XRP Tipbot enables Twitter, Reddit, and Discord users to tip one another using XRP and ILP. So basically, guys, this is part of that technology I was telling you about. Again, the blockchain technology is happening. There are going to be multiple ways for people to use this kind of information, the technology, to transfer funds, such as the Interledger, where you don't have to worry about whether or not you get it all in Bitcoin. If they send it in Bitcoin, you can get it in whatever cryptocurrency you would like. And that's explained here. Like I said, you go to interledger.org, try it out yourself. All right, this last thing right here says, cryptocurrency technology blockchain will change everything. And this is according to Tony Nim. He goes to quote that every single thing that has asset or value transfer will be impacted in one way or another. He added, the transfer of money is one everyone talks about, but honestly, there are so many other things: housing, real estate, property, and Internet of Things. So, in some form or fashion, in the next several years, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20, we're going to start seeing anything that has some sort of value put on the blockchain in some form or fashion. It could absolutely be done. I mean, even with what is being said here, like he said, every single thing that has asset or value transfer will be impacted one way or another. So there's no other way around it. And one last thing, guys, when it talks about assets being converted over to the blockchain and anything that has value, well, this article right here is kind of something that helps solidify that. A major New Hampshire auto dealership accepts Dash and sells its first car for Dash. So, again, anything that has value and actually can be purchased regarding cryptocurrencies, that's going to happen. It's going to make it so easy to do that, guys. Anyways, I know it was a lot, but I wanted to kind of sum it all up for you by saying, majority of all of us, as far as your standard retail investors, those who don't make a lot of money, unless we act now, do our own research, and find the best tools for us to at least profit from what could potentially happen with cryptocurrencies, we are all going to get left behind, because these people with the large capitals are going to put their money in here. They're simply waiting. We just pointed that out. They are absolutely waiting, and it's just a matter of time. Think about November, guys. We just talked about it as well. November is going to be a huge date. And I think from November on is when we're going to start seeing this implementation of large amounts of money starting to flow, or even just simply trickle into the cryptocurrency market. And of course, that's when we're going to start seeing a lot more of the expansion of blockchain. Let me know what you guys think. Please, I love having the dialogue with you guys. I love seeing what you guys talk about when it comes to this kind of information here. And maybe you know something that I don't. Hopefully this information helps you guys, and definitely thank you for watching. Have a good night. And hey, if you enjoyed what you saw, please hit that like button. And also, if you want to get it spread out to as many people as we possibly can, share this out with everybody. Also, guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. This channel has been growing so fast, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. One last thing, if you want real, up-to-date news on any of your favorite cryptocurrencies, please download that free Berm app in the description below for either Android or iPhone. Once you're here, you can check out any article that is listed for any type of cryptocurrency, and Berm will also reward you for liking or disliking any of the articles there with what they call Berm coins. They will eventually add up and will be allowed to be traded against other cryptocurrencies once their ICO is over. If you would like to have an additional 150 free Berm coins, simply click on the little me icon at the bottom, click on invite friends, and where it says redeem tokens, type in this code, hit redeem tokens, and you are rewarded with 150 Berm coin. Thanks again for watching. Have a good one.